Hello, Congressman G.K. Butterfield here with my weekly update. Let's start off on a fun note. March Madness is here. This is always an exciting time for North Carolinians because our state has some of the best rivalries and basketball programs in the entire country. That's a fact. Congratulations to the six phenomenal North Carolina universities participating in the NCAA tournament this year. Now back to business. This week, I met with several key groups during their visits to Washington, D.C. It was a good week. I had a productive meeting with the North Carolina League of Municipalities where we discussed ways we can work together to make investing in infrastructure a priority. So often, when we think about infrastructure, we think about our roads and our highways. But things like rural broadband access and clean water are also critical. Did you know that only 55% of people living in rural areas have access to broadband internet, compared to the 94% of people in urban areas with broadband access? As many of you know, there are rural areas in eastern North Carolina that lack basic internet connectivity. If we want to remain competitive for 21st century jobs and provide the best education for our students, we must have ready access to technology. That is why I have long worked to close the digital divide among our unserved communities and our underserved communities. I look forward to working with leaders like the League of Municipalities to enact smart policies that will foster innovation and bring new opportunities to our region. I also had the opportunity to meet Dr. Steve Kearney, the medical lead for the U.S. Government Practice Group at SAS Institute. We discussed my work as a senior member of the Energy and Commerce Committee and what must be done to take meaningful action to combat the opioid crisis and the substance abuse crisis in the United States of America. Tax season, ladies and gentlemen, is underway, and I want to invite all of you to a special free file tax event where you, if you qualify, can file your taxes for free. The annual Free File event is on March 19th at the North Carolina Department of Revenue office in Rocky Mount. The event begins at 11 a.m. and experts will be on hand to provide free federal income tax preparation and information regarding e-filing services. That's Monday, March 19th at 11 a.m. in Rocky Mount. Finally, earlier this week, I spoke on the House floor to honor Edgecombe Sheriff Deputy David Manning, who tragically lost his life in the line of duty this past Sunday. We often take for granted the work of our law enforcement officers on a daily basis. Each and every day, they work to keep us safe. They protect our communities while putting their lives on the line. I was thankful to have briefly crossed paths with Deputy Manning, and I know he was a treasure to his colleagues, family, and community. To Deputy Manning's daughter and all of his loved ones and the law enforcement community, I hope that you take some solace in knowing that David's service and sacrifice to North Carolina and to Edgecombe County, to our nation, will never be forgotten. On behalf of North Carolina's 1st Congressional District, we honor the service, mourn the sacrifice, and pay tribute to our fallen hero, Deputy David Manning. That's it for this week's update. As always, it's a privilege and honor to serve as your member of Congress, and I thank you so very much for this high honor.